oh my god, the son is a paid actress. Hi everybody, welcome back to another video. Today, I need to watch the time, I need to go to work. Today, we are gonna mood read. Yes, we are. We're gonna mood read the heck out of something. What? We don't really know, because I think I'm in a slump and we need to get out of it. So we're gonna mood read our way out of the slump. I did start the first book. It is Just for the Cameras, the new Megan Quinn book, because I figured Megan Quinn usually makes me giggle, have a fun time. It's usually great banter. So I figured it's a great way to start. And it also has a 4.2 on Goodreads. As of right now, I figured it was a great jumping off point. The first book is about Graydon St. John. He is defending the end, defensive end. He's doing something at the end, at the football field. American football. He's doing something there, and you have Maple, who is a zookeeper, who takes care of the flamboyants, aka the flamingos. There has been this big PR scandal. I would tell you if I remember what it is, but it doesn't seem like it's that important. Because of this PR scandal, 3 guys, they're all from different teams in different sports, so I have a feeling those are the 3. Those are the 3 MMCs we're going to see throughout the series, but you have 3 boys that have been paired with different animals and different zookeepers at the zoo to raise awareness for the zoo, because the zoo needs money. So it's kind of like a win-win. They look like the good people, but also the zoo gets money, and blah, 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 blah. Maple takes care of the flamingos, right? And gets paired with Graydon. Great. Except he's just a dick. Like, I don't like him. I read almost 30% of the book, and I don't like him. I don't understand how he's going to be redeemable at this point. He is doing stuff throughout the book to kind of show his softer side, but it just annoys me, and I don't know if it's me or if it's the book, if that makes sense. For instance, right? This is one of the tropes in this one. I'm sorry if you think it's a spoiler, but it's on Goodreads, so if you check out there, it's one of the first things it says. It is fake dating, right? And he goes hard on this is my girlfriend, you know, do take care of her, this is my girlfriend, blah, 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 blah. And then he just doesn't talk to her. And she's like, so what do you think about Seattle? He just seems like a dick. Same, they have a group text with the 3 guys that I think are going to be like the MMCs throughout the series. He's also kind of a dick in there, and the other ones are just kind of like, yeah, but that's Graydon, you know? It reminds me of when people say, yeah, I mean, you think she's a bitch, but she's actually very nice. And I'm like, no, she's a bitch, but you get used to it. Like, this is who she is. If she's a bitch, she's a bitch. You know, if he's a dick, he's a dick. You can still enjoy hanging out with them. You can still think they're nice, fun people, but you get used to who they are as a person, right? Don't necessarily change. Still a dick. So I don't like him. And I also don't like, usually Megan's FMCs are very, well, female forward. Not necessarily, sometimes in a very sexual way, but sometimes also just they know who they are, they know what they want. And even though Maple does that, I feel like Maple is, because he is so grumpy, she is sunshine, but she's also way more fragile. She comes off as way more fragile. And I don't know if I like it. Hopefully, you know, as I keep on reading, you get things revealed that shows you that she is, like, this is why she's like the way she is, and this is why he is the way he is. What do I know? What the fuck do I know? I have to go to work, otherwise I will actually be late, and that's not fun. But yeah, come hang out with me. Let's do, oh my god, the son is a paid actress. Let's do a little reading vlog, see if we can get out of this slump and hopefully get a good read. Okay, I'm 51% into the book. I don't really know what I think about it. I don't really know. Like, I'm not at the point where I want to DNF it and I want to put it aside, because I feel like the story might be going somewhere. But also, I don't like the MMC and I don't actually like the FMC, which I usually do in a Megan Quinn book. I don't know what it is. Well, I do know what it is. I feel like he has taken grumpy like a step too far. He's not grumpy anymore. Like, I just feel like he comes off as a dick. Like, we're 51% into the book and he has already fucked up majorly. Usually that doesn't happen until like maybe like between like 75 and 95%, you know, into the book. But no, well, we're halfway, and he already fucked up majorly. So yeah, that's fun. And to be fair, I don't really see what he can do to fix it. But well, I'm guessing he's going to do something to fix it, because I think this is like a happily ever after. I am proud of Maple, because I do feel like she did stand up for herself at like the tail end of what I read yesterday when I went to bed. But I don't feel like Maple has any depth, not as of right now. Like, all she is flamingos. She wears flamingo merch. She talks about flamingos like she just wants to be a flamingo. I don't really feel like I know much more about, well, I know where she studied, and I know she met a dude where she studied, and I know that Graydon doesn't like that. I don't know. I feel like she's not necessarily shallow, but we don't really know her that well. And I feel like he goes too far with the grumpiness, and he goes over into just like dickish territory, if that makes sense. It's definitely not gonna get scored high. Like, if I was gonna rate it as of right now, my old scoring system, because I'm trying to revamp it a little this year. My old scoring system, this would probably be like a 3.5, maybe like a 3.75, maybe even, because I don't have any troubles recommending it to people if people really like the grumpy ass MMC, you know, and a little bit of a whimsy FMC. I have no problems recommending it to people. But my new rating system, I feel like I should be a little bit harsher for my own sake, because I can't just be like, oh yeah, I think it was an okay book, it's gonna get 4 stars. It's gonna get 3 stars, because I'm afraid that I'm gonna hurt someone's feelings. So as of right now, I feel like this is like a 2.5 or 2.75 for me. Not saying that it's a bad book by any means, just so that's, you know, that's understood. But it's just that if you ask me for a Megan Quinn book, I wouldn't necessarily say this is the first one you should read, if that makes sense. Out of all of her books, this isn't my favorite. So yeah, we're kind of on like the lower scale, 3 stars, a little bit under 3 stars, which isn't a bad score, but I feel like people take it as a bad score. Well, in my rating system, in my head, in my mind, yeah, I took my medication today. In my mind, it is a score that doesn't necessarily mean that it's bad. No, it's not bad. In my mind, giving them anything below 2 stars, like if you give it 1.5, 1.75, 1.5, that's like a bad score. But I feel like a 2-star is like, oh, I liked it, you know? I liked it. Will I reread it? No. Did I enjoy it? Yeah, I enjoyed it here and now, but it's not something I'm going to think about or talk about later on. That's kind of where my mentality is with it. I'm glad we had this talk so you guys know. Wee. Okay, I am going to go out soon. I'm actually going to film a different video today. But yeah, I'm going to go out, and in the other one, I'm not going to talk about the book, naturally. But I'm going to go out, and we're going to have a fun little day. It's going to snow today, so I'm hoping I'm going to get out and back before the snow gets too heavy. And we're going to talk. Maybe in like 25%, maybe when I'm done with the book. We'll see. Okay, so I've been listening to this audiobook all day today. I am 81% in. I have like an hour and 20 minutes left of the audiobook. The audiobook is great, by the way. I do love when they do like the dual narration, where like every character has their own voice, and it's still narrated as a book. It's not dramatized, but it's like everybody still gets their own voice and stuff, especially when they use voice actors that sound a little bit different, so you can actually, you know, hear who it is. But my point being, right after I talked to you guys earlier today, something happened in the audiobook where I went, wait, why does it feel like it's supposed to be over at this point? And then I realized, oh, yeah, now they're building up for them to have like this nice nitty gritty, whatever you want to call it, relationship. And then something's gonna happen and like shit is gonna hit the fan. Is shit gonna hit the fan? I don't really know, because it can go one of 2 ways at this point in time. The thing is that I still don't really like Graydon. I'm so sorry to this man. I still don't really like him. I still feel like he is just a little bit shitty. Like, I feel like he's just I'm a man and I can do whatever I want. You're supposed to find it handsome. I don't like that. And she cries a lot. And when I say a lot, I mean like she has tears in her eyes in like every other chapter. I feel like she cries all the freaking time over nice things, over bad things, over good things, over, I don't know, being overstimulated, which I get because I can also cry when I'm overstimulated. So I'm not faulting her for that. But she has a lot of emotions and it gets very contrasty when you see that he kind of shows no emotion. He shows no emotion at all. She has so much emotion. It's redonkulous. I think it's supposed to balance each other out, but it doesn't. It doesn't balance each other out. It just, I don't know. I'm not into it. I am going to finish it because it's not bad in that sense. Like, it's not bad in the sense that I can finish a story. It's not DNF worthy, but I feel like there's more things in this story that agitate me than make me happy. But that might also be my reading slump. That might also just me being in a shitty mood, which I'm not, but I feel like I'm in a shitty reading mood, if that makes sense. I feel like maybe I'm a little bit harsh because I'm in a slump and the book isn't doing what I was hoping it was going to do. So I'm just really hard on it because I'm not happy. Maybe that's it. But yeah, I'll talk to you guys when I'm done with the book and we pick our second book for this video. I have a few ideas. I have like a little inkling on what I want to read, but we'll see what I end up reading. It is indeed the very next day. I did finish Just for the Cameras yesterday, and I don't really know what to say other than I still don't like the MMC and I still don't like the FMC. There were some side characters that I found to be very interesting, and especially two of the side characters. If they get a book, if it ends up being them hooking up, I am very excited to read that because I think that could be very fun. But all in all, I just didn't, well, I mean, I had an okay time, not a splendid time. It was okay. In my old rating, I would probably give it like a 3.5 stars, but I ended up giving it 2 stars because this is the year where I'm not afraid of hurting people's feelings that I do not know. And this is a very beloved book. It has a very high rating. So I guess I am just the minority in this one. I guess I am. I didn't feel at the end of the day like I got to know the FMC very well. I felt like what I knew is that she likes pink. She likes flamingos. She studied in Peru for a while and her emotional response is crying. Like, that's kind of what I got from her, which isn't that much. His story is way deeper in a way, but I still felt like you only scratched the surface. And even when he was trying to be good, it kind of felt like love bombing to make up for what he did that was bad. But she kept on being like, oh no, you know, he's a good dude, he's a good dude. I don't know. I gave it 2 stars. I'm happy I read it because it was a book I really wanted to read when I heard it was announced, but it's not necessarily the first one I would recommend if you want to read a Megan Quinn book. I'm still going to keep on reading her, but I gave it 2 stars. I ended up giving it 2 stars, and I ended up starting my next read as well, which is Assistant to the Villain. This is just a sprayed edged hardcover one. I took off the dust jacket because I don't like having it on when I read, so it's over there somewhere. What is this one about? Great question. I really couldn't tell you because I went in blindly on purpose. I don't really like knowing too much about the books when I go into them because I feel like that helps me have an opinion or expectations, and those are not always met. And if I have expectations and they are not met, I am going to be disappointed. If I don't put anything on it, like if I go and I'm like, yeah, no, I don't want to know anything, I don't want to have any expectations, the expectations come as you read the book, and that feels different for me. What I do know is that this one is about Evie and the villain. The villain is bad. He's the villain. Like, it's that simple. And Evie stumbles upon him one late afternoon and needs a job and gets hired to be his personal assistant. Why? God knows, because she keeps on rambling, she keeps on saying weird stuff. She's very funny. I'm having so much fun. I read the prologue and I read the first chapter, so I'm only like 28 pages into the book, but I am having so much fun. I am giggling, I am kicking my feet. Yes. This is categorized as, some people say young adult, some people say new adult. From what I understand, it's more towards new adult because there is foul language in it. So just keep that in mind if you know somebody of a younger age that wants to read it. And the spice level is very low from what I understand. It's mostly kissing, but I read 28 pages. I don't know if it gets more explicit than that, but that's what I figured out just by a quick Google search. There's also 3 books out in the series. I thought it was a done series. It's not. A 4th book is coming out, and I think that's the last one, but don't quote me on it because Google AI might lie to me. But yeah, I'm having so much fun. Like I said, she is his personal assistant and she's just very funny. I love her. Like her inner monologue and sometimes out of monologue that comes out of her mouth is hysterical. Usually when it's a hardback and it has like sprayed edges and stuff, I don't annotate in it. I could not do it in this one. I'm not going to use the tabs, but I am underlining stuff. Like this one, don't find torture attractive, Evie. Inner monologue, love it. I have been underlining mostly things that I do find funny or that I do find to be, yeah, mostly funny in a way. This isn't, it's not like it's emotional and it's heart-wrenching. This is a beautiful way of writing it. It's mostly just funny, like here I underlined. And if you must call me anything, sir will do just fine. Because she keeps calling him your evilness. So I thought that was funny. I'm having so much fun. I am gonna read more now. No, not right now. Because right now I'm not allowing myself to read. It is editing day. So I'm gonna go down and I'm gonna edit. And when I'm done, my little treat is that I am gonna be able to sit down with my book and read and enjoy it so much before Tom and the kids come home. So yeah, there you have it. Next book, 1 book down, next book picked up. It's 350 pages. I have a feeling that I can get through it pretty quickly. I did also get it as an audiobook because mentally I'm not like fully there. That's the best way to explain it. So sometimes I really want to read, but reading words on a page, I can't do it. My brain can't comprehend it. I need voices to help me. So an audiobook really helps. But I think I'm going to do immersive reading if I listen to the audiobook just because I want to keep on underlining and keep on having fun with annotating it and see if that brings more of the joy into it for me. And maybe this is the one that gets me out of a reading slump. Also, are you guys afraid, like if you're in a reading slump, if you read books back to back to back that you're not having that much fun with, when you finally read something that's good, that the next one is just going to be a bummer and you're just going to go further down into your slump? Because that's my biggest fear right now. That's like going to go in my worry log, which yes, I have a worry log. I have a journaling system. I'll make a video on it. You don't even have to ask. I'll just do it. Assistant to the Villain, next book, we're at it. Okay, so I am 30% into Assistant to the Villain. I am having so much fun with this one. It is, I mean, it's quirky. She has a very fun inner monologue and she feels very pure, but not in a bad way, because sometimes they can feel like they're a little bit like overly trying to make her a good girl. Not in a bad way. But Evie just feels kind of pure. You get these tidbits of why she thinks the way she thinks, why she doesn't like there to be silence, all of that stuff without really going into the behind the scenes. Like you get to know why, but you don't get to know the full extent of why. And I really, really like that. The chapters are also very short, which, I mean, I like it. I like that the chapters are very short because it makes it very easy to read, but also it makes it so when I go to bed, I'm just like, oh yeah, that's the next one is just like 6 pages. I can read that. The next one is like 4. Oh, I can read that. And then it's 2 a.m. and you know, it's a hard life. It's a very, oh God, it's windy outside. It's a very hard life. It's a very hard life. I am not reading it quickly because I have a lot of real life stuff that has happened. Well, yeah, I have. But now I got it as an audiobook. I am gonna go down to my office. I have some paperwork I need to fill out. I have 2 different things I need to fill out. I don't know how long it will take, but the plan is to listen to the audiobook while I do it so I don't fall asleep while I'm doing it. Tom already filled it out and he said it was very boring. So that's what I'm going to do right now. And then I might, as a treat, because I've done the things I need to do today, when I'm done filling out the paperwork, it's noon, okay? It's noon. And all of the things that I put on my to-do list today, because yes, I do have a to-do list from day to day because it helps my ADHD brain function, I've done. Like, I'm going to go downstairs and I'm going to put on the wash and then I'm done. I've done everything that I kind of set out to do today, that I set my mind to do, which helps me also be more productive because I've already started it. So I kind of just keep on going, but I always have a set list of stuff to do. This is a tangent. I'm so sorry. I finished it. I had so much fun with this book. I kind of in a weird way didn't want it to end, but you know, that's a good thing because there's more books, so you kind of don't want this series to end. But the way she writes, it's so funny, it's witty. Sometimes when it's a YA book, it can go one or two ways. I can go, oh yeah, this is like a young adult book. Or I can go, wait a second, why the fuck is this? Why is this a young adult book? This one, I didn't think twice about it. I didn't think twice about it. I know some people say that this is more new adult because there can be some foul language. And when it comes to the spiciness, the most that happened was a kiss. Or kissing. So there's not that much spice in it, which is probably why it's more like young adult than new adult for a lot of people. But a lot of people say it's new adult because there can be some foul language. This book, it was written in such a way, it was funny. Evie just had the most fantastic one-liners. The villain had some one-liners that they also acknowledged was like, wait, I'm sorry. You have a sense of humor? I didn't know. I only thought you were evil. It also touches in a very nice way, I would say, on some more heavier subjects that I feel, I can't really imagine it being done in a different way when you're going to put it in this type of a book. I actually have my little quotes book here, which yes, I write down quotes I like by hand. I'm holding it the wrong way. I couldn't understand why I wasn't finding it, but yeah. The thought alone that she should feel lucky for only minor injury, not to mention that women should feel that way, was so horrifically ridiculous and unfair. It was like watching someone steal something precious from you and thanking them for it. That's the best way. That's a direct quote from the book. It's the best way to explain how this book talks about traumatic things. You understand that something has happened. You might not necessarily know exactly what happens, but you know by the way she reacts and the way her mind is telling you she is reacting, that this is not something that was pleasant for her or for anybody else that would encounter it. But I had so much fun. This is the kind of type of book I feel like it's just dragged me out of the slump. The real question is though, you only know if it did its job if the next one doesn't just straight on put you back down. I feel like that's the best way to say it, because if this one did its job in the way of getting me out of a slump, I feel like the next one will also be a little bit more easy breezy. But yeah, this is going to get a 4.5. I had so much fun reading it. Naturally, there were elements to the book that didn't really apply to me, didn't necessarily have to be there for my liking. You can't please everyone. Giving it a 4.5. This is one of the books that if I really enjoy the series, if the rest of the series is also up there, it can easily be moved up to a 5-star. But I'm not going to put it there straight away because I feel like if it's a 5-star, it's a 5-star series, if that makes sense. Not necessarily a 5-star when they're standing alone, but as a series, it's a 5-star. So very happy with this one. This was such a good read. I don't know why I waited so long to read it, but I'm very happy that it was our book club pick. That was hard to say. Our book club pick. Now I'm done with it. I sadly have to put it aside. Because I also have this as a hardback with like sprayed edges and stuff, I think I might get the rest of this series on my e-reader or see if the library has them so I can just borrow them and I don't even have to pay for them because that's even cheaper. So I don't clutter my house. Now the next one, it's going to be my first ever Abby Jimenez book. Just you remember me. Say you remember me. Say you remember me. I was thinking about Just for the Cameras. I already read that one. I don't need to reread it. Say you remember me. Do I know a lot about it? No. Naturally I don't. It's me. I like going into my books rather blindly. Also, Sometimes I pick up a book for vibes. I really like the cover. I think the cover is super, super pretty. I also know that she is a very beloved author. That's part of the reason why I wanted to pick it up. I know a lot of people love her. I've never read anything by her. I know some people say that you have to go back and read that earlier work and kind of work your way forward, but I feel like the best representation of an author often is reading their newest work, because it shows how they have developed as a writer. So also that might be completely wrong. What do I know? But that's how I do it. But yeah, what do I know about this one? What do we know about Say You Remember Me? Not much, to be honest with you. I know that he is a veterinarian, and I know that she is, or at least she has, taken care of a sick family member. They go on, it says here, the perfect guy, the perfect date, utterly disastrous timing. So I know they go on a date, and I think she moves like straight across the country, and like in Norway. First of all, that's also very long. It's several hours by flight, and it's so expensive. But like in the United States, that's different time zones most likely. So at least that's not something in Norway. No, we're in the same time zone. But still, that's kind of all I know. I know that there are mixed feelings on it, just because he's a veterinarian, and like I said, I don't know what she does. Do we know what she does? Is she a caretaker? Is that what she is? And I'm not shitting on caretakers. I don't know if she works and then goes home to be a caretaker, because that seems like a lot of work. It doesn't say anything about what she does, so I don't really know. But like I said in my head out loud, can't remember. We're going to jump into this one. We're going to see what it's about. Hopefully, like I said, reading in my comfort zone, which is romance, but kind of shifting gear a little bit, trying different romance genres will do it for me. But we'll see. We'll see. I am at least ready to start it. And from what I've seen, I've just scrolled through it like quickly, you know, kind of more like this. From what I understand, this is also very short chapters, which makes me very happy, because I hate long chapters. Okay, see, here's the thing. Last time we spoke, I said I was going to start this one, and I did. I've read 22 pages. I'm about to start chapter 4. Sadly, like, I started this in the evening. I was having really fun with it. The next day, something happened that was not something planned, and it put me in like a little weird of a funky mental state, if you want to call it that. I didn't feel like picking up my book and reading. And I mean, for some people it works. For some people, when they're in like a funky mental state, what they do is they pick up the book and they can just get really into the book and kind of forget everything around. I don't work like that, so I decided that it was not the correct time for me to pick it back up again. But I do want to try today, but I do want to try it as an audiobook. I've never read any of Abby Jimenez's books before. I do really like the writing style in this one, though. I am hoping that the audiobook can live up to the way it's written, because sometimes the audiobooks makes it better, sometimes the audiobooks makes it worse. Kind of depends on who they chose and what style they've chosen in the way they're going to read the book, right? I do have a few notes, though. Like I've said, I am about to start chapter 4. Did I say that? I think I said that. I am about to start chapter 4. So that means I've read 3 chapters, right? How many times are they going to make a reference to Rhysand? Like, I get it. Like, I you don't need to mention it like 3 times. I think it's 3 chapters, and I think it's been mentioned 3 times. One of the times you can kind of say is, well, 2 of the times you can kind of push into 1, I think. But it has been mentioned several times that is what he looks like. I don't mind them referencing music or books or whatever. Sometimes when they mention a book, I'm like, oh my God, that's one of my favorite books. So that's something I really want to read. But you don't have to keep on it. Like, I've read 22 pages and they've mentioned him several times. Several times. They're like, oh, he looks just like Rhysand. And I'm like, okay, I get it. To the point where he's like, I need to Google this dude. I'm like, he's fictional. So good luck looking at AI images of a fictional man. Fictional man with bat wings. But yeah, and apparently this is what he looks like. This is what Rhysand looks like. So now we all know. Now we all know what he looks like. But the writing style is very funny. I got dragged into it kind of straight away, the way it was written. So he's extremely blunt, I feel. I feel like he kind of just tells it the way it is. And she also does, in a way. So 22 pages in. If this is the way it's going to be extremely fun to read. But I think it's early. It's very early on to be like, this is fantastic, amazing, give me 10. But I am having fun. It is a good sign that you're having fun straight off the bat and you're not confused. So. Okay, so this is what happened. Last time I spoke with you guys, words. I told you that my mental space hadn't been the best, and I decided to take care of myself, you know? Props to myself. Then we went on a mini vacation from Friday to Sunday, and I finished it while we were on vacation. I literally sat like this every second I got because I loved this book. I don't really understand. Well, I do understand why people are shitting on it in a way, because it is realistic and it's unrealistic in some ways. What is unrealistic is that I think that most people would have given up in this situation. I think most people, if they were draining their bank account and they were doing this and they were working themselves to the bone to go see someone that they technically don't really know, but they feel like they have a connection with, I think it would fall through. I think they would break up several times, even if they got back together. But I loved it. I love that, you know, she kind of just told him flat out, I'm never moving back to Minnesota. It's not in the cards for me. It's not what I can do with my home situation. And he was like, hey, I get it. I can also not move because I've just opened up this clinic. I'm going to go bankrupt. I'm going to go so much into debt, blah, 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 blah. So both of them kind of had legitimate reasons not to follow the other one across the country, but they still wanted to make it work. There was time zones, all of that stuff. I still thought it was a great book. It was realistic in the sense that, you know, love is hard. We live in a digital world where luckily, you know, calling people, FaceTiming them, stuff like that, it's not that expensive anymore. Most of us have, you know, you can call at any time of day. You don't have to wait after 4 o'clock because it's cheaper to call. Or you call before like 8 a.m. on a Saturday because that's when it's the cheapest, you know. You have all of this kind of set in your little, in your phone. So you can call them, you can do all of that. And it makes it easier, definitely. But I loved it. I had so much fun. I'm very excited. I'm also very excited that we know book number 2 is coming out. Is it at the end of March? I'm going to check. Give me uno momento. Don't know why I said it like that. I am not remotely Spanish. Yeah, it comes out. It is expected to come out on the 31st of March. So March 31st. And I'm very excited about it. I'm very excited about it. I love her writing. I need to read more of her books. The way she explained things, the way she put things into words, it was just so neatly written, and it kind of pinpointed exactly what I thought they were feeling, but she kind of just confirmed it. Yeah, I had a splendid time. Also, I think the dynamic between Samantha and Xavier is really good. You understand why Xavier is kind of closed off and a little bit tight-knitted, and you also understand why Samantha is more of a free spirit and fun and sarcastic in the way they both grew up. So yeah, it does have some heavy topics. It does. So if there's any specific topics you cannot read about in any way, shape or form, even if it's just off page, they talk about stuff that happened off page, you don't read it happening. You just hear them talk about it. Check your trigger warnings. But if you're fine with like everything and anything and you don't really care, just jump on into it and read it. It's such a good book. It feels very realistic for a romance, and I ended up giving it a 4.25. So in this one, we started off very bad. Just for the cameras, we started off with that one and I gave that 2 stars. I didn't enjoy it. I didn't enjoy it that much. I mean, I'm happy I read it. It's not something that I would reread or maybe even recommend other people to read, unless, you know, you really like a super, super, super grumpy dude and a little bit of an insecure FMC, I would say. And then we read Assistant to the Villain, which is categorized as young adult / new adult, depending on if you allow your young adults to read a little bit of a foul language. I love that. That was so much fun. I still think about that book. It was fantastic. I'm very eager to read the next one because you know at the ending that there's going to be a little bit of a switch, and I'm very excited about it. I'm very excited about that switch. And did I say it? I gave that a 4.5, and now I have this one with a 4.25. I feel like we're back. We're back, baby. This mood reading did exactly what I needed it to do. Is my dog okay? He's fine. Yeah, so this mood reading, it did exactly what I needed it to do. It put me back in the mood. I'm wearing light blue. I'm actually wearing white jeans, which might not be the best thing knowing me, but who cares? I'm back. Like, I am ready. I'm ready for spring. I am so ready for depression season to just be over for this year. We're here. We're doing it. We're doing it. But yeah, that was it. That was it for this mood reading vlog. Thank you guys so much for spending some of your precious time with me. I really do appreciate it. If you hang around for this long, why not, hit that subscribe button and tickle the like button, because I've heard it really enjoys that. And hopefully I will get to see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.